Oh, keep the shoe. Keep the shoe there. Throw it there. Oh yeah. Drag. Oh yeah.
If you are one of those that do not believe in the notion that says everyone is a suspect, listen to this story and you are going to have a rethink. Mr. Kehinde Ajayi had been murdered by someone he called a family friend, and his corpse stuffed in a chemical drum and buried in a shallow grave in this wicked man's compound. JJ, as everybody called him, was a technician. He was into electronic gadgets repairs, and he was a technician to Mr. Kehinde's brother. Apart from being a technician to him, JJ, despite the fact that he is married with 2 children, fell in love with Mr. Kehinde's niece and started dating her. Kind of to be in-law, they all became friends. And that was how Mr. Kehinde got to know JJ. In July of 2022, Mr. Kehinde acquired a Toyota Sienna, and he decided to travel all the way from Lokoja, where he lived, to the outskirts of Lokoja to show his brother to celebrate with him. On his way to his brother's house, he met JJ, and he told JJ he was going to see his brother in the outskirts of Lokoja, that he bought a Toyota Sienna. JJ was very happy, so he thought, and volunteered to take him to a bar to celebrate with him, and all the bill was going to be on him. When they got to the bar, they started drinking. It got to a point that Mr. Kehinde Ajayi felt he had had his fill, that he could not continue. JJ persuaded him to continue drinking, that he shouldn't worry, that if he could not drive the vehicle to his brother's place, that JJ was going to do that. So Mr. Ajayi relaxed, thinking someone very close to him was assuring him that everything was fine. After drinking, I guess Mr. Kehinde was so tipsy that he couldn't drive. JJ drove him, not to his brother's house, but to his own JJ's house. When he got there, he was thinking of what to do with Mr. Ajayi, just to take over the van that Mr. Ajayi bought. He first of all tied him and used a very sharp object to hit him in the head. When he felt that the only way he could do this was to eliminate him, he decided to kill Mr. Ajayi and got a chemical drum, stuffed his corpse in there, closed it, dug a grave and buried him there, and pretended that everything was fine. When Mr. Ajayi's brother did not hear from him, and Mr. Ajayi's family did not hear from him, it became a case of missing person, and they reported to the police station in Lokoja that Mr. Kehinde Ajayi was missing, and everybody started looking for him. Can you guess who was championing the search? JJ. JJ was in the middle of the activity, going to Mr. Kehinde's house to ask them if they had seen him, and going to Mr. Kehinde's brother's house. And he was like shuttling between the 2 houses, making everything look real, that he was actually looking for Mr. Kehinde, that he had killed and kept in a shallow grave in his house. All through July, they were looking for him. They didn't see him. All through August, until late August, when police discovered where Mr. Kehinde Ajayi was buried. And you know that you can hide things, but you cannot hide forever. Every day is for the thief, but one day is for the owner of the house. Someone that was at the bar the same day Mr. Ajayi and JJ came to drink decided to put 2 and 2 together and said that was the last day Mr. Ajayi was seen, and it was JJ that drove him away from the bar, decided to talk to the police. And police did not waste any action. JJ was arrested. And they were asking him, you took Mr. Ajayi from the bar, and that was the last point he was seen. What happened to him? They would have given him police treatment. And he confessed that he killed Mr. Ajayi and took him to where he actually buried him and exhumed his body in a chemical drum. And JJ has been sentenced to death. And I guess the corpse of Mr. Ajayi would have been buried because it is a very gory sight. And there's this rumor making round that Mr. Kehinde's niece, who is JJ's girlfriend, will know something about this death. This is the rumor that is making round, that they were so close that JJ couldn't have killed Mr. Kehinde as big as he was, stuffed him into that place alone, without this lady knowing something about the death of her uncle. As we are making this video, the lady has not been arrested, but JJ has been sentenced to death. If this word does not scare you, it sends chills down my spine. Nobody is to be trusted any longer. Everybody is a suspect. We have come to the point in life where the only person you have to trust in your life is yourself. If you must trust anybody, trust yourself. The person you think is your friend might actually be looking for how to bring you down. Who would have told Mr. Kehinde that JJ that celebrated with him that he bought a Sienna was actually planning to kill him and sell his vehicle? That is how wicked the heart of human is. Let us be very careful. If you must move with someone, you have to talk to your conscience. If you are doing something and your conscience is telling you don't do it, please do not do it. Days are evil. Nobody is to be trusted. Everybody is a suspect. And the only person that is not a suspect is you. Thank you, all our fans, and thank you, all my followers. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. But if you have not joined our page, kindly click the like button and the subscribe button. And one more button you don't need to forget is the bell, the notification bell. Click it so that you are going to be on top of our stories. Anytime there is an update or we make a new story, you'll be the first to be notified.